Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Call him the weatherman, because I'm blaming it on Barney.
Oh, what a fucking banger. Shout out to my Irish sisters. And call her a waitress because the way she begs for that tip.
Oh. Can I just start off by saying a big fuck you to Apple for
Who's
doing...
the owner of Apple? Zuck. No.
Steve Jobs was the Apple guy, but he's dead, isn't he? Dead in his polo neck.
How far did that get you, bitch?
Well, yeah.
See, cross Lukey.
Serves you right, because now my bloody podcast soundboard isn't working, and I had real specific sounds for this episode that would really... Oh, girls, you would have loved it, but...
Is he the one that had the turtlenecks all the
Yeah.
time? Yes. Snappy dressing didn't get you that far, did it, honey?
Did you say snappy because like a snapping turtle?
Yeah.
Did you?
No. I just like you to think that I'm smarter than I am. Lucrezia, can I ask you a question?
Please.
If the Italian embassy finally decided that you'd embarrassed their homeland enough and wired your teeny tiny jaw shut, giving me, the people of Dalston, and your long-suffering boyfriend the peace we truly deserve, but, and it's a wide but, you had to tell our podcast listeners how your past week has been through the medium of dance to one song, which finger-snapping, toe-tapping beat would that be?
Girls, I am down with the sickness.
You?
I never get fucking ill as well, because truly my mum dragged me through the mud. So my immune system...
Sorry, can you elaborate on that? Dragged you through the mud so you never get ill?
Yeah, I've been exposed to just grub.
Black mould.
Yeah, all of the things.
Sure. Grew up on the farm. Ugh.
Please, I grew up in Labrador fucking Grove. But, yeah, very sore throat, very snotty nose.
As a young pony girl, did you ever get ticks? I imagine...
No, the first time I saw a tick was in South Africa.
Do you remember?
On a dog, and I pulled it off and squashed it, and then so much blood came out.
And you realise when you pull it off that that's the last thing that you should do because the body actually stays in, it dislocates the sac.
That's the last thing I did do. I got murdered, and I'm speaking to you now as a ghost.
Well, I also remember, maybe I shouldn't say his name, or I was going to, but a certain ex-boyfriend of one of our ex-friends.
Oh, goodness. Him with the mechanical hands.
Oh, my God. Who's mechanical? What? Edward Scissorhands?
Kind of.
I literally have no idea.
All right, continue.
Who got, when she was going down on him, they had just been to a festival and she was going to put his balls in her mouth and then realised he had
that's not a part of the blowjob.
On a ball sack.
Whoa.
On his ball sack. Realised, and then she had to get rid of it. Yeah. He actually turned out fine.
Well, did he?
Well, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to pause the... No, I'm going to whisper.
Well, yeah, mechanical hands.
Why has he got mechanical hands?
Because
this is absolutely so boring to...
he is a very skilled, puppet maker.
Oh, and you don't hot him up on the pod. I was going to say other nasty things.
But basically, he had this thing that he made once, and it was like you put your hand in it, and then it was kind of like a giant hand at the end of your hand. So when you moved your fingers, the mechanical fingers would move, and it was fucking sick.
That is true. I believe that. Which leads us neatly on to something that we need to talk about with you girls. Girls, getting closer. Closer still. Closer still. I don't know whether you've noticed, but over the how many years have we been in? About 4. I think we've been doing the podcast for about 4 years. We're on our 6th season, and we started it when we were in our old studio. So about 4 seasons, and we've been doing it. And I think as a family of deranged people, we can all agree that we should support queer art. Don't you think?
I, in the words of Marmalade, agree.
Thank you. And we've been doing a lot of what the girls on the scene call unpaid labour.
Wow.
We've been bringing you so much entertainment, so many giggles, so much fun straight into your ears every single
in your
week.
ears every week for 2 months a year.
And we're fucking sick of it, guys. We've had it up. We've had our hides up to buggery with it. So, we are introducing what we like to call The Hangover. I got a hangover. Whoa! Which is for the price of just a coffee per month. We're going to add in a little section where all you girls that love to get up in our inbox and say, you are doing the pod, aren't you? What? And complain when we don't cover the American one, or complain that where's my Dracula pod? For this price of just one teeny tiny...
Just the one
iced mocha frappuccino latte. We're going to record an extra special pod where we really get down and dirty. You thought we were rotted and nasty on this pod? Oh, it's going to be gloves off. And we're also going to listen to the girlies, and we're going to talk about what you would like us to talk about. And it's going to be a sort of tete-a-tete between two great minds of the queer London scene.
Powwow.
Yeah. I'm a dog.
That's bow wow.
It'll be a little subscription service that we'll be able to get through Buzzsprout, and we'll put the link up. And if you'd like to support the girls and support the art that we do, because we got bills to pay, girls. We can't keep ourselves in Lucite places forever. So if you'd like to do that, then we're gonna be drip feeding you that info this week. So basically, sign up to the subscription, and we're going to agree to, we reckon, like an extra podcast episode where we get down and dirty.
We're going to just be
each week
chatting about stuff we've seen, fun news, queer news, bitching about stuff.
Yeah, we basically have decided that if you're getting behind the paywall, then you really deserve to know.
We'll be naming names.
Naming names, shaming the girls. So yeah, sign up. Shall we? Oh no, wait.
You haven't told me what your week has been up to. And if it's another Moving House song, I'm leaving the pod.
You wish. My song this week, which is an ode to my baby, my Greek Cypriot baby, Margot Bartrot, is Everything She Wants by Wham, because look how long my hair is at the moment. My hair is absolutely outrageous. I've got what can only be described as a full 80s perm.
It is very bouffant. That's actually my boyfriend's favourite Wham song as well.
Because it's the greatest fucking Wham song ever.
I bought him it on vinyl.
Oh, it's so good. And I know that Maggie loves it also.
Weirdly, it's her and Alex's, like, one of their, like, first going out songs, I think. Which is weird because it's not a romantic song.
Sorry. Let ye who not cast the first stone. What is yours and your boyfriend's song?
We don't really have one.
Yes, you do.
I like Good Kisser by Usher.
Is that the On a Pole one? What is the one that you told me that I was like, that is the most you and Buddha? You were like, oh, our song from when, because it was like playing when you first got together or something.
Shawty, I don't mind.
If you're dancing on a pole, that's your song. That's your couple song. And you throw in aspersions at Margot Bartrot.
But at least that's positive. He's like, look, if you're gonna go in the clubs and strip, that's fine. You were a stripper when I met you. I'm from Atlanta.
God, those minds.
Make that money.
Those evolved feminist
But the Wham one is like,
Usher.
God, this bitch always up in my face.
Is that the one as well that's like, I got you pregnant? Or am I thinking of a different Wham song?
I don't know George Michael's impregnating anyone.
I think he was lying. Maybe lying about being straight. Anyway, should we talk some drags?
Oh, and yeah, so a lot of these sounds are just going to be done by my fair old mouth today. So get into that. Previously on Drag Race UK.
Yep.
Working in teams, the Divas created fashion collections based on RuPaul's old bric-a-brac. Sucky You was unceremoniously flushed down the drain due to not another knee injury, which meant that no one went home again. The top three were Lil, Chanel and Marmalade, who lip-synced for the win to Tension by Kylie Minogue.
Tension.
Ending in Lil winning despite Chanel's best efforts.
Wow, what a fucking ep. It's starting to pick up pace, I think, this season.
This has been the most exciting start of a Drag Race episode potentially ever.
Have you seen all the memes that it's like RuPaul just like waiting behind the door being like, is this going to fucking end soon? My favourite thing is when we got back into the room is just how unsure Lil is whether she's good or not. She's like, I am the best person here, but also like, am I?
Well, Chanel basically erased all of the work that she did. She's like, she's just here because I made her outfit. It's like,
Did you notice the second entrance of the mimed camel? I hope she went duty free because I'm going to need that every single episode.
She's doing that all the time.
Over. She was taking a little toke on that cigarette of hate.
She's got to.
She has turned that heat up to 110, hasn't she? And I like a bitch who wears her irritation where it belongs, which is quivering on that top lip.
Front and centre. I think it was Lavoie was just like straight up, like, Is it a jealousy thing?
Again, just call it how you see it, babes. Also, how quickly everyone got spooked by Miss O'Connor. Just talking about, like, oh, I don't know if I can trust her. Like, I think you can absolutely trust her because she's a bitch that tells you to your face, and they're the people that you can trust.
Trust
That's
the
exactly
Duchess,
what you
baby.
trust the Prinny. Do you know what I mean? You can trust her 100% because she's not lying. She's not talking behind your back. She's bringing up fake drama straight to your face.
But I find it quite weird though, because basically she was happy as long as Marmalade didn't win it because she's the rival. But if it was me and there was someone who, like, me and her were like the limbo girls, say,
Yeah.
if I had to lose a limbo competition, I'd want it to be to the other good person rather than just some loser not loser, but do you know what I mean? Someone who's not even thought of as a seamstress.
Clock the subtext though. What she was actually saying is that she is glad that it was Lil because she made Lil's outfit, so indirectly she won.
Well, yeah. But then she's like, I just don't, as long as Marmalade didn't win, that's all I care about.
I think she was kind of like trying to be a bit cunty, being like, as long as she didn't win, because if she doesn't win, that means Lil will win, which therefore
so
I
that's
kind
still
of
her win.
Yeah.
If there was another Irish singer, would you have rivalry and tension with them?
No, I would 100% make sure that we were best friends, unless they were like, you don't have an Irish accent, and then I'd kick the shit out of them.
Very plain Jane coming for Katya.
Exactly. Did you get a lady boner over when Marmalade walks over to the mirrors, starts talking about Sinead O'Connor, and she doesn't realise that she's right behind her? Is that the exact sort of TV that you love?
I fucking loved it. Do you believe that she didn't see her?
I don't care whether she did or not. It's absolutely fantastic TV.
I took a screenshot of Kyron's face because that was literally, there's just like a little look to the camera and it's the wide eyes, the dilated pupil, the arm hairs are standing on end, the heart rate's going faster. It's like, I'm in a juicy drama beef and I'm obsessed.
Question, Kyron, backstabbing evil genius or just knows that she's given us fab TV? Because would you tell the person, would you be like, she's behind you?
I don't think she can. There was no time.
Oh, I would jump in straight away, even though I'd be like, Chanel's behind you. Because like, you've already fucked it. You're already talking about her.
No, I would just
right
be
there.
like standing there watching. Because I feel like they're looking in the mirror. I don't know how you can't notice Chanel coming into your peripherals.
Mabes.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it a real apology if the person immediately after says, but?
Yes. I believe in apology addendums. There, I said it.
I think if someone's apologising to me and they say, but, no.
She's
but if I'm
wiped it.
apologising to you and I say, but, yes.
No, because it's different rules for different folks.
Because
Do you know what I mean? Because
I'm
you should
really
be
on like
so
Gemini
glad.
talk on TikTok at the moment, and it's just picking me up. It's just all these TikToks being like, Geminis are the most intelligent people. You always trust Gemini. So I knew I was that bitch, but now I know I am. So it's
also,
like,
like, famously, the most manipulative, famously knows how to work like their bi characters. Yeah, I said bi characters.
All
They're
right.
dual protagonists in their own lives. Not since Ahura, formerly known as Boy Gorge, have we had... She's a villain, baby.
yeah.
Absolutely fab. This is my... I believe she... And also, when she was like, I would have said it. I would have said that. Like, don't question me. Like, I didn't say it, but I would have. And she was like, in the morning, yeah, sure, fine. Love her. I'm very, very, very into this type of person on reality TV because not only is she like quite a hateful cunt, which is obviously the greatest.
The greatest.
She's also like deeply, deeply sensitive. So she's really given us the peaks and troughs of being like, do you know what? Actually, fuck you. You're not very good at what you do. And then someone's like, that's really hurtful. And she's like, I'm really sorry. I can't believe I said that. And that is exactly the kind of unhinged behaviour that we need and want on TV. Love her.
Do you
Love
think
her.
she's one of those girls that doesn't really have a sisterhood back home?
I don't know. I feel like the thing is, the reason why I respect her is I think everyone wants to be like this. I think everyone wants to be like on TV. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's like the smile and the wink that she's given in her interviews. She knows exactly the vibe that she's giving off. And real talk, she is going to be remembered. It's what Ahura did. Like, Ahura said it exactly how it was. And you've got to take a bit of the... If you remember, Ahura was made to eat dirt on her season because people were like, she's a fucking bitch. But she was like, yeah, but I'm just trying to be honest. Like, it's better that people don't, like, regulate themselves and try and, like, be...
Yeah, because that gets
Disney
boring for
princess
telly,
vibes. Yeah, so
doesn't
I don't
it?
want to watch Hannah Montana on telly. I want to watch someone that's saying the fucking... Look, listen to this pod. Hate. Nasty bitches. And it's like, you want to That's what makes you laugh. It's like whether you agree with it or not, you want like a strong opinion on things. And that's why she's such good TV. So also anything that makes Miss Marmaduke flounce out like that was so funny. The way that she like sort of like, she's like, oh, no, I just can't. And then she like ran out. I was like, that feels like a sketch show.
Well, I just thought, poor
At least she faced it like a
old
man.
Kiki Snatch. Can't get a break. Not only did she look like shit, but she clearly smelt of shit, because as soon as she came over to the mirror, Marmalade ran straight away.
Oh, babes. Oh, babes.
All right, then. It's a new work in the week room.
Every time 43 comes up, I think she must have been dishing out hand jobs to the editors, because there is no fucking way that LaVoire is 43. Every time I see it, I feel it ages her one more year. 43. Yeah. We know people that are 43. That's not what a 43-year-old looks like. Although maybe back in the day she was taking her makeup off with sandpaper and I don't know.
I mean, we all were up until about a week ago.
But also I feel like she puts herself in the firing line because she keeps on bringing up Dita's age.
I know.
Like, babe, like all that does is remind us of your age and like also Dita looks super young. Like, tough.
I got to say respect to Chanel because she ate that humble pie like a trooper.
Ooh.
Marmalade was just fucking giving cold, hard gangster. I literally lost my shit when she's like, Octavia, what's the animal on the Welsh flag? It's like,
It was a very elegant read, wasn't it? More of a seminar, a thesis.
Well, like Kyra said, like this poetry at this point, like it was just so fucking eloquent and like just firm but fair. Like
also, I thought all these Welshisms, I thought she's quite giving our sort of patron saint of Hun bit of Miss Bobby Cole Norris in her. And she's like
flopping around like
flopping more than a haddock down Cardiff market. You cut her open, she's got can-do-y breathy straight through her. Do you know what I mean? She's I thought she's giving a bit BCN.
Yeah.
Who I'd love on the pod. I'd love to get Bobby Cole Norris.
We should reach out.
Oh, we should.
Chanel, first thing I'd like to say is thank you.
She is the best. For 10 points, things you would never hear Barney or Lukey say. I deserve this. Oh, never. The retribution. I can't believe it. All it took was 14-minute dramatic reading from Miss Duke.
I just hope that this isn't the end of Bitchy Chan Chan, though.
Absolutely not. That is in the core of who she is.
I hope so.
And also, as well, we've always get her interviews. Maybe just because she doesn't say it to their face. Although I believe that she would say it to their face.
I really hope she would. Because when she was like, what would my mother say? And I thought then there'd be a little bit of a twinkle in the eye, but she was like dead serious.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
you can't be thinking about mums now, Chanel.
It's too fucking late to bring the famo in. I feel like maybe she's like, oh, actually, like my mum is going to really kick my ass. Maybe she lives still at home.
Maybe.
My mum's going to kick my ass when she sees this. Then we have Lady RuPaul entering, and I've got to say something. Octavia's horny little lines nearly have me joining the Westboro Baptist Church. She is every fucking opportunity. She is like, oh, yeah, I've got a cock and I'll use it. Like, I'm just a hungry hoe. It's like, wow.
I've not seen Drop Dead Fred, but it's giving me what I think that is.
It's been like a week and a half. It's absolutely crazy. Then we enter into this little mini challenge.
If I run through all of the things, then do you want to tell me if there were any of these you would have doled out differently? And then I want to go through and see how we would, between us, dole them out.
Okay, fab. Well, I'll just read you through what I would have voted for them. So, perkiest, Lil. Obviously the best energy for me personally.
Oh, I think that was definitely Zahira.
Just in terms of perky, how did she describe it though? She said the perkiest, but she said like sort of the best energy, I think is what she said. And that for me is Lil because I want a 420 girly. I want like fun and upbeat, but still stoner vibes.
So Pants is the weakest competitor. Charity got that. I would actually say Zahira. I'm so sorry.
Also, I mean, join. I would only say Charity because of the Dairy Girls one last week. Though it wasn't my vibe. But then also
that was week one, Barney. You're stuck on it. You got to move on.
But also, she's my Irish sister, so I will go with Zahira as well.
Next up was the white T-shirt for Basic.
Kiki.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Zahira got it, but I think it should have been Keeks.
Yeah.
Wet Blanket needs to have more fun. Went to Chanel.
Chanel-o.
I would say Dita.
But wow, would you really say that even knowing why she's having a difficult time?
I think it was a different day on this day.
Wow, but it's upcoming. Like, she knows it's in the background.
I just haven't seen her having that much fun.
Okay. I gave Stomping and Big Headed to the same person.
Okay, so Stomping on the competition went to Kyran. I would have given it to Lil, probably.
I would have given it to Kyran.
And then the
Kyrie
cat for
Anthrax.
big-headed went to Lavoir.
I'd have given it to Kyrie Anthrax as well.
I would have
She's
given
like,
it to Chanel.
Really? Well, just
Yeah.
from the beginning, she's been like, yeah, I'm going to win. I'm fucking great. And I don't think big-headed is a problem as someone with a giant head. So.
Okay, so now I'm going to go through and we'll just shout out names of us two.
Okay.
Perky.
Can you say, like, what does Perky mean? Like, best energy? Okay, go on, sorry.
Perky. Lukey.
Barney.
Weakest competitor.
Lukey.
Barney. Basic.
Lukey.
Barney. Wet blanket needs to have more fun.
Lukey.
Lukey. Boots stomping on the competition. Barney, because he's more aggy than me. Big-headed. Barney.
Oh, must have had a glass door because we saw them coming. That was quite Bobby Cole Norris of me.
It really was. You cut me in half, babe. I've got loyal written through me like a stick of rock. So,
Oh my God, we've got to get her on the pod. I'm going to send her a voice note after this and just be like, hey, babes, like, we do a podcast. What should we ask Bobby Cole Norris? That will be on our secret one. We'll do voice notes to celebrities. Voice notes to celebrities that follow us, and then we'll get some chit chat going.
fine.
Who do you need to see?
We'll get Charlie Craggs giving us some
Charlie Craggs.
outrageous sound bites.
Some Bobby Cole Norris.
we
some
actually are friends with Harry.
Harry Durbidge. We'll get.
He's having a
get Pam-
terrible time at the moment.
We'll get Pam Sandwich too.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
So Charlie and Zahira, as the basic and weakest, pick out their teams for the British Rom-Com Challenge. Who wouldn't you want on your team?
Can I just say, just before we dive into this, Octavia at this point has a fishwife retort for absolutely everything. No one can even mention her without her being like, oh, I've got a lovely pair of buns for you. And then I saw this tweet the other day that was like, Drag Race... This is from the famed Blizzy McGuire. Drag Race storylines are like, my mum died when I was 3 and a queen... Sorry, this is really tickling me. Drag Race storylines are like, my mum died when I was 3 and a queen named Anita Dick in my ass is like, we're your family now. And then she rejudged it by saying, Drag Race UK version is a queen like, me nan always told me I was born to be on a telly and the old bag was right. And a queen named Olivia Titties is like, not for long, darling. So,
Olivia Titties.
Olivia Titty. I love your titties.
Oh,
I
sure.
guess. And it is literally just that over and over again, isn't it? Just like someone will say something, someone's like, oh, yeah, I'd love to see his sausage. That also reminds me of the absolute onslaught that we are facing currently of people from Drag Race posting photos out of drag with sex toys, and they've got like a coupon code. Have you not seen this?
I don't think
Both
so.
Dragula and like just like all of the girls being like, hey, like, maybe you would enjoy this anal stimulator, and just like sort of like holding up. And the most heinous one that I found that is absolutely cracking me up so much is just use like lubed up rosebud for 10% off at checkout.
Kennedy Davenport looking like a DPD delivery person in like a matching red polo shirt and hat.
And I am absolutely
What's
obsessed.
the white thing
Oh, I believe that's like a masturbator. I believe that probably like mimics
that goes on the dick? 'Cause
sucky
that's
sucky.
not going up anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, fists have gone up there. I'm sure for Kennedy. I'm like, I think we're kind of looking at sort of like it looks like a sort of juice it shall. Juicing machine where it kind of goes up and down. I think maybe you put lube in it and it goes a slurpo.
If I was a man, I would 100% be like on like fleshlights and all of
I've
that.
never tried one. I feel maybe we'll use the money from the pod for that.
Fine.
As sort of research.
Okay. What am I getting out of it?
Do you know, you get to watch.
All right.
I think the only problem is for me though, is like, it's a bit like sort of like sub-mechanophobia, you know, and it's like something metal and like shouldn't be in here. Like it freaks me out a bit. It's just like, I feel like there'd be something
You're not ramming your dick into hard metal. There is a lovely silicone.
Isn't it like one of them sink things? You know, like the churners that cut everything up, no? That you put your hand in. No, I just feel like if you're like turned on, I can't imagine being like, let me just pull this contraption out of the side and then
You don't want
like,
a pocket pussy rather than your palm.
no, I feel like at least that's
Pocket
that's
pussy.
That's a pocket. Come on, the jokes write themselves. I feel like at least it's honest, it's pure. You know, it's holistic to use your hand.
But you
whereas,
wouldn't
like,
expect a woman to have to use her hands. You would expect to give her all the tools that God's got.
Oh yeah, but that's the great lineage of Florence and the Machine. Like give the girl give the girls the pocket dicks that they deserve. But like I don't know, there's just something weird about like I feel like it would.
It's a stigma that needs to be dropped.
But I just wouldn't feel as turned on by like it being holding something like cold and plastic. I don't know. That feels...
Put it in the microwave.
Feels a bit goon adjacent.
That reminds me of a meme I saw. It's like when the cunnilingus starts to reach that really tickly part of the infection.
And that's real.
So Team Zahira gets hate actually, and Team Charlie gets 40 funerals and a wedding. And Rue announces that the runway category is going to be new romantic. At this point, were you excited?
I was so excited for this. I thought, do you know what? There's a couple of girls in here that are heavy hitters. And I thought, right, the spirit of new romanticism.
You're making up words like Kiki Snatch.
Theatricality. DIY. It's punk adjacent. It's somewhere between punk and gothic sensibilities meeting, but with the romanticism of like historical costuming. Oh my God, what a fucking great runway. I guess we'll return to this to see if that matches up.
Can I just say...
What?
I can't believe there was a new romantic runway and none of these bitches came to us, the like 80s mullet gals. We were literally consultants for this big 80s thing where we had to like costume people in like punky new romantic things. But I'm going to blame it on your acting career. Taking us offline for a year.
True. Oh yeah, we famously often do 4 or 5 of the girls for the thing. And when we unfortunately were out of line for a year, and it's kind of taken something up, but we've already got inquiries for... Let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that.
Let's not
blame it on the weatherman.
So, but also that's not surprising to me because when you see the direction that the girls went with the hair, none of it was 80s. None of it was even new romantic adjacent. So, the rom-coms, Kiki's neck switch when she said, well, I'm not horny or desperate. She nearly broke that neck throwing it into another postcode. We need to get a reminder. We need to get that onto the pod. She was literally like, what the this bitch just said, I'm not horny or desperate. It was like, unfortunately, she does not agree.
Which of these classic rom-com girly characters would you want to be?
Can I just explain something that Relisa actually gave us a really useful soundbite of saying, it actually is just almost like a cacophony of storylines just clashing into this like great British rom-com like for Christmas.
Take away great, and I would agree with you.
I don't even understand what it means.
It means... It's like a whole pile of mishmash.
Okay.
That just reminded me of another meme I saw, and it was like, woman, they did the mashed man. They did the monster mash. Like, please, sir, stop mansplaining to me.
Maybe our new podcast, little hangover, will just be us talking through our favourite memes.
Yep.
It's such a difficult one with this, because it's like, I do desperately feel, if you can act and you're funny, then any character. I was thinking, like, I feel like I could do any of these characters and be like, this is fine, whatever. But it's just like, then you see someone that's good come in and take something like the Hugh Grant character and it's like, this is fucking hilarious. But that could have been the most dead thing if someone had got it. But then I was also watching Zahira do Keira Knightley and I was like, I could fucking kill this. Like, do like a proper...
I would want...
Be like talking like that. I was like, this is so easy and she's got it so wrong.
Yeah.
So any of them really. Throw it at me.
Yeah, I'd want to do the Keira Knightley character because I hate her so much. I call her Keira Shitely.
Oh,
and it would just be
killer.
so funny to do like a
Really
super plummy. Well, I don't know what they called her, but it wasn't
giant
good.
jaw.
Yeah, giant jaw, little Yorkshire Terrier underbite, gross accent.
Yeah, I mean, just posh.
Either that or
let's call it
Bridget
how it is. She's posh.
Do you remember when we went to Wales for Maggie's birthday and we watched Bridget Jones' Edge of Reason on DVD, and then there was the most heinous 2000s like fat shamey quiz at the end?
And the whole thing was just like, not only are you ugly and fat, you're also single.
But like at the end there was these like multiple choice quiz things that you had to do on the remote, and it's like,
why is she
boy turns up and he's drunk, what do you do? It's like, show him a little bit of leg, or just, oh my God, yeah. It was so weird. It was so just like, basically in any situation, just
please
do
your
what the man
even though he hates you.
Yeah.
I am so disinterested in people choosing characters because they are a slut. That is not a character. Like, you can be slutty, but like, are you a jealous slut? Are you an angry slut? Are you like a manipulative slut? Like, being a slut is not an interesting choice.
Especially because last week they're like, what's your favourite thing about the dress? And Zahira was like, I like because it's short because I'm a slut. It's like, okay.
Also as well, let's not even get into the actual optics of like, you are
dressing as a
woman, and that's the thing that you love most about it. It's like that realistically you view women as
this is a real chip on your shoulder in the drag committee, isn't it?
It's so like unorganized thoughts. It's so like, at least like just like
I'm going to be a woman, I'm going to be a whore.
Yeah, just like take 15 minutes to dissect what you actually think and feel about this, and how it's like rooted deeply in misogynism, that you're like, I'm dressing up as a woman, so I'm going to have massive tits, and all I'm going to talk about is how much I love cock. It's like, I think actually, dare I say it, if you take the wig off, that's actually just you.
Yeah.
Like, actually, you just love
you in a
cock, and you
breastplate.
feel more empowered to say it if you're wearing a wig. Like, anyway, people picking characters on what they are wearing. Choices.
This casting thing was really weird. Maybe it was like done in the edit, but like normally they'll go through all the characters and then people be like, I like the sound of that one. But the way this was like, someone would describe a character and they'd be like, I'll take that one. And then it's like, but you haven't even heard the other ones. Like, it was really weird.
Quite mad. What about the old lady rumble between Lavie and Dietz? That was some end of the pier shame. It was like, at least they've got me on teeth. Wow. That was like, neither of them even got one lick in. But it was, I loved it.
Very fine, Lil, very relatable. Like, how down to earth of her, just to want to show the judges that she doesn't have to be perfect and gorgeous all the time.
Like, never has someone spoken so deeply to my core.
Who was the Sammy character meant to be?
There was, to be honest, I just zoned out. But like,
I kind of understood most of them. But like, yeah, who's the little girl with the obsession? What's that?
I'm guessing, I don't know.
All I could think of was like about a boy for like a child. But yeah, like this isn't me. I'm just going to come down from watching Terrifier 2. It's not really in my wheelhouse.
No, I literally actually don't know. Let's head into the filming. When I tell you I could watch someone mispronounce something forever, it's the highest level of comedy. She was like belly laughing every time Lil just like couldn't say this very simple Fierce Force 5.
I tried so hard to find her washing up advert. I even found her government name. I was trying to search for that.
No, you didn't.
I won't. I'll say it on the Hangover. It's such a funny name.
Is it? Love. That's my favourite, when it's like, especially when they're like super glamorous, super gorgeous fashion girls, and it's like, and their government name, Malcolm.
I do feel a bit bad for Sahara, thinking like, yeah, I'm getting the physicality of Keira Knightley down, and then Michelle's a bit like, you were doing something with your head. It's like doing a steps lip sync and giving the Claire like nose scrunch and like the big jaw, and then someone being like, are you okay? It's like, have you seen Steps?
You look mental. What about the look towards Michelle that everyone did after Dita spoke? They were kind of like, bitch, did you hear what she's doing? It's like very nasty, very, very nasty. What about, my most enjoyable thing maybe this whole episode, the little bend and giggle after the Michael Jackson comment. When she was like, oh, you look like Michael Jackson. She like went, like bent over. It was insane. She was like a little plucky little Centrinians girly. Need to also get that on the pod.
Going back to the first one, really enjoying that.
What was the other thing that I said, that we needed to write down? That was like, I need to get a picture of
that. Kiki Snatch's neck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Chanel channeling freshly stubbed toe for her Karen is the perfect energy.
Yeah.
And also, I really thought Kyron was giving us her best Tasmanian devil impersonation of the Hugh Grant.
She was so fab, and I thought this is going to really hit for us. Can I let you into a secret? I saw something pop up on Twitter the other day that was like a BBC infomercial or whatever of like the Queen's talking about answering questions, and I'm 90% sure that within the filter that they're using, it's only working on half of Lavoie's face.
Let me see.
Because look at the size and colour of her eyes. That is.
I don't think that they would have a filter that makes your eyes bigger, though.
Isn't it like? I think it is. I think it's like what you can do on like Facetune. Eyes bigger, lips bigger, more white, because it's insane. It looks like
the lip is bigger as
well. It looks like
it's
weird. Got more white. It looks like, and the eyes whiter. It also looks like it's got more makeup on.
Yeah, that is.
So whoever's
weird.
doing video, we'll put that up on the pod. Whoever's doing the video editing, you really need to sort that out, because that is a fucking insane thing to be doing. Or maybe she's just got one heavier eyelash on. Who knows?
What was the deal with the fucking wigs? Because, like, that Bridget wig was not giving for Dita whatsoever. I can't believe that she brought that from home. And, like, like the Vicar of Dibley wig or whatever. But then like Marmalade's wig looked like that was just her
I'm not gonna
gorgeous waves.
I zoned out for most of this. Like I sort of like blinked and I was like, wow, it's all over, thank God. Not a fan of these sort of like cross-contaminated multiple stories, multiple character things going on. Like they should have just done Love Actually. Like done Hate Actually or whatever. Like it's like
just stick to one.
Yeah, it all
like...
got too complicated. There's like Love Actually famously is the Richard Curtis like biggest ensemble cast ever. It's like there's like hundreds of characters in it that you could have so easily done. And they also didn't do some of the like super silly fun ones that could have been more interesting. But
what's a super silly fun one?
like, you know, like that gross like teenage guy that like gets with all the like
I don't know.
Oh, there's loads of like interesting characters in it that could have been super fun.
I kind of wanted more from the Vicar of Dibley. I don't really know what.
Alice.
Is that her name?
Yeah, the blonde one.
Oh no,
The one that talks like
no, I'm talking about Dawn French's character.
No, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. When more from Vicar of Dibley, I would have included her. She's like the joke sister.
I don't mean more from the show. I meant more from the character. More from Charity's performance. It was. She kind of looked more like a raggy doll with those like drawn-on freckles.
Very strange. Should we head to Limmy Day?
Let's do it.
This really brought up a lot of personal memoirs about like just remembering when I was younger, I wanted to be a girl so much, and it's like it must be a sort of bit of a gender explorative, non-binary sort of like what's it called, like rite of passage that just like you spend like at least like the first like 5 or 6 years of your life being like, oh, I want to be a woman so bad. All I ever used to do, I used to first of all have, as I'm shared a million times on the pod, I used to wear my mum's old silk nightgown on my head as female hair constantly. And because I was like so into like theatre and stuff, obviously when you're like a child and you're like miming along to songs, I don't want to be miming along to Noel Gallagher's greatest hits. Like you want to be Celine Dion. I was like I used to wear my mum's silk nighties all the time with a nightie on my head and pretend to be Celine Dion.
How many fucking silk nighties has Jules got?
She's a lady of the streets.
She got teddies and negligees as well.
And I just wanted to be a girl so bad until I was like maybe like 7 or 8. And then I was like, oh no, I don't want to be a girl. Being a girl was actually...
Then your nuts dropped and you were like, oh, fuck yeah.
Nuts. Nuts. How? Testes!
New
Undescended
romantics,
testes.
as a scholar once said, were very androgynistic.
Androgynistic. Yes.
Although I was laughing at that thinking, oh, Kiki, you're making up more new words. But then it spell checked me to androgynistic. So I was like, wait, is it a word?
Androgynistical. I loved it. Such a quiet calmness to her. Like, it's so refreshing after getting so many... It's so nice to see someone that's just like, I'm just not going to shout above everyone.
I think it's just nice to see older people talking about being non-binary, because I think the haters think it's just all silly teenagers that like, oh, it's a phase, but it's like, it's fucking not.
Radicalised by too many JoJo Siwa concerts.
You haven't seen Will and Harper, have you?
No, what is that?
It's on Netflix. It's Will Ferrell going on a road trip with his
Yes,
friend.
I've seen about this.
It's so fucking cute.
Really?
And I know you don't like Will Ferrell because you think he's a bit shouty, but it's really really heartwarming watch. I watched it when I was very hungover the other week, and it was
of the clips
nice.
I've seen. I think that I would actually really enjoy it, and I will watch it.
Like at the end, they like finish and they like on the beach in LA, and there's like a lot of the journey's been kind of about like you finding your beauty as a woman, and he's like, what more could I give you than these like diamond earrings for you? And it was just like, such a little heartwarming, touching moment between these like two old friends, and it's like yeah, it's never too late to fucking
grow up and start treating people with respect,
or just like be you and like stop hiding.
Oh sure,
and stuff.
I thought you meant about Will Ferrell. No, but I've seen him in some interviews, but like give some sort of like press about it and be like super nice about it, and just be like, I love this person and I would never want them to not feel accepted by me, so I just learned to accept them, and if for exactly who they are, it's like, okay, Will Ferrell, I see ya. I guess, should we take a little... Oh no, sorry, I have to bring this up, and I will definitely put this picture on the pod. There was a shot of Lavoie in the thing when I thought, that could be me.
Oh my God. Because
I was like,
famously, Barney's look-alike.
I was like, that could be me.
Normally we say Barney looks like India Farah.
How fucking dare you? No, don't say we.
Okay, my
Your
boyfriend's
mum. And I've got my fucking eye on you, Claire. Never before has someone been so cut down by someone with such little room on their face for their teeth. How dare you? I've got very small, delicate, feminine teeth. And he is got a set of chompers. And also, I don't look like him. That's so cruel, so nasty.
I'll try to find the picture of you standing by the TV when India's on.
Should we take a little break while I go and cry?
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Luke, let me tell you something, you ugly bitch. Dissociative identity disorder, aka people with split personalities, as it is known, it's well documented that their alters can have different physical ailments. It has been reported that when people who have this disorder, if one of their alters has a broken leg, then when they switch into another alter, they act as if their leg is not broken and they will walk on a broken leg. They also have...
Wait, so sorry, is the leg physically actually broken?
Yes, but they can walk on it because in their other alter, they don't feel that their leg is broken.
Butters.
They also have numerous recorded ones where different alters have different allergies. Someone can have a peanut allergy in their main day-to-day thing, and then when they come into a different alter, they can eat handfuls of peanuts and have no effect on them.
That's mental.
Also, physical disabilities, being able to read without glasses. Also, different handwriting. People will be left-handed, people will be right-handed, and have completely different handwriting in their different alters. There was also a case of a 56-year-old woman who one of her alters was 20, and when she was 20, her body started menstruating again.
Like in that Demi Moore film. Well, I've not seen it.
The Substance. Isn't that fucking insane? And it's basically a testament to like the power of the mind that actually...
And have they done eye tests on the people in the different alters? And,
yeah.
And they can it changes. I
basically saw this from an article that they were like, they're ongoing studies because they just don't understand how basically when someone, psychologically, when there's no grey area, they are that person. So they're not like, I am now pretending to be someone else. Their brain completely believes that they're a completely separate person that has other knowledge, that has other friends, that has an entirely different brain. And that also comes with, and it proves that things like pain are all of the mind.
Well, I heard a thing, I probably saw it on TikTok about 3 years ago. Something like, your brain only lets you experience like 20% of stuff because otherwise then you would literally freak out and kill yourself because everything's too crazy. That's very bastardized rendition.
I'm not even really sure what that means. It lets you experience what? Can you expand on that?
No.
But, we will expand on that in the private part. Let's talk about the main stage. I was quite into this insane pop art little Liechtenstein dress that... I don't know, that was kind of a bit of a reach, creative license, but I was kind of into it.
Well, I feel like after me thinking I'm seeing fried eggs on Lavoie's outfit last week, and now this like white and yellow polka dots, I'm like, fucking fried eggs are everywhere.
Everywhere. You're
pathological.
Do you know what it is? Maybe you want to have a baby. Maybe it's about fertilization. Maybe it's about eggs. Oh,
Eggs.
I would like to call out our lovely friend and what's that word that I used earlier? They are our contemporary. Does contemporary mean that they're older than us?
No, it just means someone like on your level.
Oh, well, maybe not because they're doing Michelle's hair, so maybe not on our level at all. But fresh off their, what word am I looking for, reaching for? Roaring success of doing, I believe they did mullet wigs for the Agora Hills video for Doja Cat.
Woot woot.
Is the king of mullets himself doing a mullet for Michelle Visage? It's Mr. Neil Lucas.
Mullet Visage.
And I thought it looks absolutely gorgeous on her, and I wish she would wear wigs more often. So I loved her with that
She
little
was
short
wearing wigs every week.
Really? Yeah,
or hair systems.
Hair systems, but sure. But but now that we know that she's wearing like a full wig, let's give her some different colours.
Oh no, but she's the classic black and silver now, isn't she?
Yeah, but she could go silver black.
Oh. Where the fuck is Princess Julia? You know she's out there. Why have we got giant-faced Simon Le Bon, like, on the judging panel?
Oh, he looks swoley, don't he?
She's literally right there.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. Because let's check our credentials, right?
Check.
Neither of us were born in this time period, but actually, neither of us were on the club scene in this time period. But we both have a huge, deep interest in the 80s. We also have a huge, deep interest in specifically London 80s culture and everything that this encompasses. We've also created an entire show based around the 80s and like through drag, and we have done multiple shows that have referenced this very specific subcultures of New Romantics, of the Blitz kids, of Lee Barry. Like all of these things are very well researched from us, right?
He's telling no lies.
I would say that we both know what we're talking about when it comes to this. I was super excited. I would love to do this runway. I think it's like New Romantics is like, it obviously has like an iconic sort of lazy idea when you come to it, and I would say that's like adamant, super fancy sleeves. But actually New Romantic, if you picked up a book or anything, is like really is quite a wide net to be cast.
Kind of, it could literally be anything in certain things.
But a little second to just do some actual research would send you headlong into so many amazing references that you could reference for this, and so many amazing queer icons that you could reference for this.
Quicons.
We got so far away from what they asked us to do that I was like, hold on, let me...
This had me questioning, do I even know what New Romantic is?
Well, thank you for mentioning that. So, I messaged Princess Julia. I was like, hey babes, I was like, I need... whoever doesn't know Princess Julia is...
Do your research.
Do your research, but also get off our pod. Deep friend of
If
the
you
pod.
remember, that's what Bimini came down... Bimini dressed as Princess Julia for Hometown Queen.
Because she is a literal, not only...
living legend.
One of obviously living legend, but also like one of the most iconic figures of the 80s. And I mean, just put on Fade to Grey. She is the woman in the Fade to Grey video. Like, her credentials... And she is a historian of that time. She is the person that they call... to when they need to know the deets. And
she's got an even better voice than me.
Yeah. She's the best fucking voice in the world. I should have asked her to voice note.
Hello!
But I was like, I need expert opinion on this, because I feel like before I start throwing aspersions around, I need to get some facts straight. Did the Lee Bowery / taboo club era of nightlife happen alongside the New Romantics, or was it a separate subculture, or are they one and the same? That's the question that I needed to ask. Let's continue about this, and we'll come back to this.
Okay. Before we get onto it, though, did you have any a name for your rom-com, what it could have been?
No, but I think you do.
It's not very good.
Go on.
Just Bender like Beckham.
No, I like it. It's better than any of the others.
So
right.
Did you write down what you would have worn if you were to do the runway?
No, but did you?
Very loosely. Normally I would be quite specific, but I was just like, I would have done like fade to grey style makeup that's more like a picture on your face than makeup, with like a big flock of seagulls in that kind of orangey yellow, basically untoned bleach colour, like that guy.
Yeah.
And then probably would have worn something similar to the jumpsuit kind of that we designed for the 80s show.
Yeah.
So very, very wide at the shoulders, and then kind of tapers right in to the ankles. You're basically kind of like a triangle.
A Dorito, yeah.
Yep. But I don't know, as we will see, it's quite a hard one.
I would have probably wanted to... I would never want to reference Boy George in like sort of Karma Chameleon age because it's too costumey, but this would be the perfect time to give a shout out to my once beloved but now disgraced, but even though I love him anyway. Listen, problematic faves, deal with it yourself. Boy George. And I would probably do a spin on a Blitz George look. I was thinking maybe, you know, when he's like in the like, is it like Roman centurion outfit with like the big plume, the sort of like metal head, and he's in like the sort of like, I mean, I suppose maybe it's a bit more Grecian. I would do something like that, or also like the very famous photos of him when he's got like the yellow face and the squiggly eyebrows.
Yeah.
I think I would probably reference that. But the world is your fucking oyster if you just pick up a book.
Yes. Or even the internet is right there.
Like literally. Okay, let's continue. So first up, we have Lil serving boner part.
Oh.
Thoughts?
First of all, I love the makeup. Gorgeous makeup.
Yeah.
This was like the first one out the gate. So I was like, fine. A bit kind of on the nose with the kind of piratey stuff. Yeah. I would say I would give this a solid like 7 for the first one that we've seen.
Now, I was a bit... First, when this came out, I thought this is historically fun. Basically, like, as we mentioned before, the New Romantic sits somewhere in the intersection of goth fashion. It's like a sort of after what are you showing me?
So basically, Lil's photo shoot she's done with Licorice Black and Banksy, and Licorice Black is actually killing it. She's got like a little...
Steve Strange. That's
she's like
Strange
a pillbox hat with kind of like a little bit of material and like...
Yeah, what's so sick as well is like Banksy is wearing like double ruffs in it, but then also latex. It's like you want to join the sensibilities of like gothic fashion, which is like what was going on at the moment, like your sort of Susie Sue and the Bromley contingency and them sorts of people. But then it's also got the theatricality to it. That's where all the makeup comes in, and it's historical references, right? So really, you can like use the ruffs, use whatever, like use like. Have fun with it. And I think this is fun. I know it is a bit on the nose, but it is fun and it does feel historically accurate, I think.
And there's lots of detailing in there as well.
Yeah, and there's lots and lots of thought gone into it. And I respect that. I also love the sort of like weird end tail that's sort of hanging down the runway. And it reminded me of, the videos of the bears with the parasites hanging out of the bumhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll put a photo up of that. But I gave this an 8 because I really liked this, and I thought it was, even though maybe a bit on the nose, but I really liked it. Next up, we have Levoir serving Madame Ant.
That is a How's Your Head wig. This just really felt like Smithy's does 80s costume.
This is when I established my like benchmark of like whether I liked it or not. It was like, take away the makeup. Would you be able to tell it was New Romantic? Yeah. Absolutely not. That's like just like a lot of
just like
peasant-y blouse.
And a sort of skirt, a tartan-esque skirt with just, yeah.
And I thought the hair was gorgeous from How's Your Head, but it's not New Romantic in any way. Like, it's not... There's the most... I think the most important thing to get this right is... It's like punk. It's like it needs to look DIY.
It's not polished. Like, certain bits are. But...
It needs to look like there's a theatricality to it that's like, I have made this out of like fucking Boy George was living in a squat. Do you know what I mean? With Marilyn and stuff. It's like these people didn't have access to like gorgeous fabrics. It was like made from what they could find. And as soon as it doesn't look DIY, then I'm like, yeah. This just looked like if you'd taken the makeup off. Also the makeup as well. I guess we've got makeup artists and people that dally in this, but I think this is a time to be experimental and be a bit ugly with it. Like especially
the older girls. It's like, come on, you've got more of a frame of reference for this than anyone 100%.
else. 100%. I give this a 4.
Yeah, I'd give this like a 4 or 5 truffles.
Next up, we have Release a Slave serving Release a Sleeves.
This is probably one of like there was a few like issues with fitting around the groiny zones, but I kind of like this. I
don't really think there's like, it's really missing the punk sensibility of it.
Yeah.
But I do like, there's something about it, like what this does feel like, similar to Marmalades, is like there's an element of it that has been inspired by a later look. Do you know what I mean? It's like she's got to this look through an influence way back yonder. And even though I wouldn't look at this and be like, I mean, she didn't even bother with like it was just like pretty girl makeup.
Yeah.
It's like this is inspired very, very far back by New Romantics.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, I mean, there's something, at least it's like interesting.
Well, at least, yeah, it's over the top and it's not something you'd expect her to see. I would give it 6 truffles.
Next up, we have Zahira serving Ruffles Honey.
This is by MZ Hairways.
Okay.
Gorgeous makeup. I absolutely loved it. The little blue forehead with the yellow bits. I thought that was very nice.
Mayhem. I don't think it was giving it was giving like experimental makeup. I'm just doing my B-Tech in theatrical makeup and I want to start painting the face.
Oh, I liked it. One thing I will say though, green hanky on the left means hustler for rent.
Okay, cute. This to me missed the mark heavily. I just like, this is not for me.
I kind of get what she was doing, like with the kind of crimp, like probably the hair is maybe one of the most legit hairs of just people with just like shit bleached out, crimped, shitty hair. But that's more like every day rather than like dressed up for a night out.
And also as well, it was like brush it out and make it spiky and messy and stuff. It was like it's too pedestrian to have like that. You could walk down the road in the 80s with that, and it wouldn't be new romantic, it would just be 80s.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, like, if that was bigger, like, you know the one we did for John Gia? Like, we've kind of done like a...
Oh, the like angled crimp.
Yeah, that's more, again, should have come to us, but whatever. But I find her energy infectious and I love her, so I feel like a cunt to tear it down. But I think that she maybe knows that it wasn't that successful.
Yeah, I think she does. Like, the shirt thing could have been cool, but yeah, it's like, why have you just... Maybe, like, she did just run out of time or something happened or whatever.
Next up...
Sorry, I give this, like, a 4 truffles.
Next up, we have Kyran serving low cinch.
Serving IKEA bags?
I thought, again, this was like a twist on... I wouldn't look at it and be like, this is new romantic if it didn't have the makeup. But it was like a twist on... It felt like Kyran doing new romantic. And
yeah.
Maybe we don't need to see everyone. Maybe it is too difficult to see everyone do like what feels like an authentic new romantic look. And this was kind of, at least again, different shapes, different hair. Like there was an inspiration there.
But just, yeah, like just like as a whole image, it's not really vibing for me.
No.
Guess who the wig was by? You'll never guess.
Then tell me.
Wig Chapel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's just way too polished and slick, the hair.
I have a memory as well of someone asking us for new romantic hair. I have a feeling that someone did come to us and ask for this. Now that you've just said about wig chapel, I feel like... I'm going to look back. I feel like someone did ask us to do it.
You're going to look back through all the messages from a year ago.
Well, no, because it'll be one of the girls from this season.
True.
Unless it was a stand-in. But yeah,
This is kind of the most interesting. Yeah, I give this a 7 truffles.
Next up, we have Chanel.
Wigs by Sire. Is she Ginger
really?
Queen all the time then? I guess so.
I guess so, Chanel. I just put this as too clean. I gave this a 5 out of 10.
I think she looked gorgeous.
I think she looked very similar to how she came in.
No.
And also similar to last week with like, she had one of them little hats again last week.
Yeah.
It's just all gorgeous tailoring and gorgeous face. Like I love it, but it's not giving me diversity on the runway.
No. Yeah, I like the big hair and it was kind of, that's a statement when she came out. But then if you look at it, it's just some ties and a jacket.
Yeah.
So I give it a 6 truffles.
It felt too like sort of New York design. It felt sort of Vaquera, like a bit like Miu Miu. Like it didn't feel punk. It didn't like having them, the tie skirt is not something that does not feel new romantic to me at all. Like that just doesn't, that reference feels off. But next up we have Marmalade serving Pastella. Thoughts?
I did think this was stunning. When you see all the details.
Heaven, campy, kitschy. She did have a baggy bum, but I can overlook that.
Yeah.
I love this. This is just, again, like this is, it's not.
This is excellence.
Yeah, it's not new romantic. It doesn't feel like it stepped out of a photo shoot of the Blitz Kids or whatever. Actually, sorry, not the Blitz Kids, but like of the new romantic style. But it feels so informed by it, and it feels so. I just thought it was beautiful. I gave this a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it comes from like really being educated and
understanding reference.
Yeah, Florencia wig.
I can't remember what the wig was. Oh yes,
that kind of blown out.
Oh yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, I really liked that.
Obsessed with this. Yeah, this is, and like when she was saying like the
little sprayed ones.
The epaulets are just like little cut in half animals from a charity shop. Like so much
DIY
thought and work's gone into it. Yeah, I'll give this a 9 truffles.
I would have given it a 10 just for the baggy bum. That was my last thing.
Anything with a baggy bee.
Yeah, we've got enough baggy bums in the studio. We don't need that. Next up, we have Octavia. This is when I'm going to start
serving Prince and Austin Powers.
Like,
what?
This is what we're talking about when look, Octavia, I love her. Absolute horny little devil.
Florencia's wigs.
This is what I'm talking about when it's like both references are off, and if you had like Austin Powers famously 70s. 60s?
Yeah.
Did swinging 60s, of course. Sorry, I'm like famously 70s, but not to anyone actually, bitch.
And I mean, you could argue that it's still historical, but it's not the same. Like 20 years ago is not what they were doing. They were doing like fucking pomp and circumstance, like highwayman kind of shit.
Prince has absolutely nothing to do with New Romantics.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. And neither does, like, I get the correlation. I get that you're like, oh, Prince references, in the way that Prince dresses, he references sort of like a...
flouncy, romantic-y things, but
they're just completely different. That would be like doing a historically accurate costume and being like, well, this is what it's based on. It's like, but it's a subculture. It's like, it's derivative. It was so confusing, and it just felt like cosplay. It didn't even feel like you know how like Naomi Smalls did like her take on Prince.
Yeah, that was fucking hot.
Yeah, this felt like a Prince dress up, and this just did not hit for me at all.
I was so confused by this. At this point, I was just like, what is going on?
I gave this a 3.
Yeah, I'll give it 4 truffles, let's say.
But it was nicely done, and the hair was nice. Next up, we have Dieter serving nothing but houndstooth.
Dieter.
I put, this feels DIY. There's something about this. The makeup is there.
Well, she looks like Pete Burns, for a
She
start.
looks absolutely like Pete Burns. I thought this is a nice intersection of, there's clearly Lee Bowery Taboo Club references to this, but she has kept it still within New Romantics.
Yeah.
And I thought that this is like a culmination of references, and I thought that it still feels punk, and I thought this was good.
Yeah, I would give this 7.5 truffles.
I give this 8.
Next, I love a houndstooth as well.
You do, don't you?
You know the difference
Famously.
between dogtooth and houndstooth?
I don't, but you're going to tell us.
The size.
Really?
I can't remember which is bigger. Probably
well, I'm
hound.
guessing hound. Yeah. Next up, we have Kiki Snatch serving Hello Doily.
In a drag helmet wig. Can I just say, she's done a photo shoot, I'm guessing down South Bank, probably about 10 pictures on the carousel. Why would you include this one where there's a man in shot doing graffiti in his normal civvy clothes while you're there trying to give like
I hope she tagged him.
New Romantic streetwear?
Yeah. Well, I guess the question is, was she given New Romantic streetwear?
God bless her.
Not even bothering to go slightly stylistic on the makeup either.
She has, at least in this photo shoot, done the kind of Susie darker inner eyebrows things. She did. She did like, New Romantic
just
wasn't
like you've got a Bang London sort of like leotard on.
Yeah, literally Bang London.
Some down the market burgundy leather trousers. Like,
oh yeah, they're from Wembley Market.
Oh,
no,
100%. And then like a black knee-high boot.
A suede pull-on boot.
Yeah, and then it was just like, it was so off in terms of reference, and then not even to bother with the makeup. I gave this a 2. I thought this is like,
I just
you
feel
could tell
bad
as well,
to kick
RuPaul
someone when they're down, but
I know, but you could tell RuPaul was like, this is not what I asked for. I don't want to be anywhere near it, he said.
Well, yeah, when Michelle was like, those boots and those trousers have no,
yeah,
like, you don't want to be getting Joe Blacked.
Even the top.
At least that was like lacy and like a bit periody, I guess.
Out of 10.
But I'd rather use it as a period pad.
There you go.
Yeah, like 2 truffles.
Ooh, and last up we have Miss Chardy serving Lee.
Now, imagine this was a Club Kids runway. Fantastic.
This is exactly what I wrote. I was like, let's separate the art from the artist. Let's separate the reference from the not referenced.
Yeah.
And not afraid to
Never would have
reference
thought
all
she'd
that.
do something like that. So
I
impressed and happy.
Absolutely fucking love this outfit.
Yeah.
When she came down, I gave a little gay squeal. I was like, oh my God. Sorry, crustacean club kid. Like, love it. Think like, just like all of it. The construction of it, absolutely fab. Loved it. Now, this is when I was like, let me pull up. I need to speak to PJ.
Well, yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I'm correct, but I feel like that's more of like a 90s New Yorky vibe than a London 80s vibe, but then I don't want to...
You could tell, I can't remember what, I wish I'd written it down. You can tell by what she was saying that actually she doesn't really understand who Lee Bowery is. Like, she was like, Lee Bowery was
Lee
just like...
Bowery entity.
Lee Bowery abstract entity. She's like, Lee Bowery like came over and was just like king of the New Romantics or whatever.
Can I just say as well, Lee Bowery was in Australia the whole time of the Blitz Club beginning and start. So he actually never even went to the Blitz Club.
So, Princess Julia, the 80s historian.
Literally HRH Princess Julia.
She said the New Romantic Club Blitz was in 1978 to 1980.
Oh, damn.
Taboo, which was Lee Bowery's club in, was it Leicester Square?
I don't know.
I think it was in Leicester Square or in Soho, which is famously when he like came to like notoriety, was in 1984 to 85. So 4 years after the Blitz Club.
So what were people doing in
Blitz
between?
Club established prior to the goth club Batcave in 1983, but the taboo did not come till 84-85. So in answer to the question, New Romantics was a separate scene some 8 years before Taboo, but some of the same people, like me, she said, from the New Romantic scene was still involved in club life.
She's still involved in club life to this bloody day.
Lee Bowery didn't arrive in London until 1983. So, like, the Blitz Club closes in 1980, and he doesn't even arrive in London for 3 years later. Obviously, like, he is, like, present on the performance art scene and the art scene in, I think he's from Sydney? I think maybe I'm making that up. In Australia and also in New York as well. He was like, but, like, he didn't come to England until 3 years after the Blitz Club closed. And she said, I think the confusion lies in Boy George's musical Taboo, which takes a huge amount of artistic license and melds different scenes together from a span covering nearly a decade of club life.
Fine.
So, unfortunately, we got to call the girl out. This is, to reference Lee Bowery when the prompt is New Romantic, is like, again, completely like...
So are we saying that New Romanticism died with the Blitz Club?
No, but she was saying that in terms of I trust no one more than someone who was actually there. She was saying that they existed, like, to reference Lee Bowery, he didn't come over till 83, that she was like, there would obviously be some people that still had, like...
Also because without internet, even if he's doing that shit at the same time in Australia, you wouldn't know.
No. And she was saying that the New Romantic style, maybe there were some people in Taboo and stuff that had still dressing that way, but the New Romanticism that we're talking about now and its peak, which was like when it was so heavily documented, which was the Blitz Club and the Steve Strange era, then she's saying they were separate times.
How mad that it ended in 1980. You think of it as like the 80s.
The most 80s thing ever.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe in true subculture fashion, it sort of ends in the 80s and then it reaches like peak public notoriety 2 to 3 years later.
Let's do, when did Stand and Deliver come out by Adamant?
Yeah. Well, Adamant frequented the Blitz Club. So,
but like that's when the general public would have first seen this kind of look in its biggest form.
Stand and Deliver. Oh no, that's the film. Stand and Deliver. Adam and let's have a look. What do you reckon?
I don't know.
81. Yeah. So
he's showing that to the masses when the Blitz Club is closed.
Yeah, and then that's around the time of George as well. Interesting. So,
how many truffles for charity?
The outfit, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Its connection to New Romantics, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, agreed.
I can understand. Listen, it is more interesting to reference Lee Bowery, but also Lee Bowery has been referenced many, many times.
Many
times. They've done Club Kids Runway. He's always like an icon of the Club Kids, and also like. If we're talking about New Romanticism, that is a very, very specifically London-based subculture. And what Lee brought over from Australia and his performance art, that's not British. Like, that is... And then...
Not British?
He started working with the Michael Clark company and started doing the costumes for them, which kind of brought it more into the British zeitgeist, but that's not British art. And we should, like...
It's not Brat.
Reference it as such. Let's talk...
rom-coms.
Let's talk This Christmas. Thoughts? Was...
Do you mean Hate Actually?
Yeah, sure.
This Christmas coming out.
Was my girl Lil supposed to be playing Emma Thompson?
Yeah.
Sure. Cute. Fab.
I just thought, I really just did hate it. Apart from Hugh Grant, I was just waiting for it to be over. Like, every time there was a new scene, I was like, how is this not over? Like, Chanel's Karen Airline lady was good as well, but like, how do you expect the girls to do well with this material? Like, where are the jokes?
Question. Why has famously waifish and boyish Keira Knightley got perky F cups? Wouldn't you be like, I'm playing Keira Knightley? Like, let me not wear a breastplate for it.
Yeah.
Why did she choose that? But then I guess she's that because I'm a slut.
Choices.
It's the slut pop. Let's talk 40 funerals and a wedding.
Make it make sense. Just
I can't.
Awful.
I wouldn't.
Poor girls.
Gillian Norberts. I thought Kiki looked absolutely stunning with such a light lady beat on.
I loved that little wind machine moment.
Yeah, gorgeous. What about Octavia doing some BTDA grade 6 jazz swipes, her little dance breaks. I thought, you get it.
Both the Hues were literally the only saving graces of each
one. But quite fab.
Absolutely dead out writing. It's like, how can you even put anyone in the bottom when like I don't think anyone could have turned out these words, this script.
No, it was a
fucking car crash.
But we need to be careful because you know that they do come for drag queens for writing them. So who knows if someone's listened who was like, I actually wrote that and it took me 3 days.
We should have taken you 3 weeks.
Let's talk the zinger and the minger, which is the part of the show where we talk about the wigs of the show as famous global wig stylists. We talk about what zinged for us and what minged for us, unfortunately.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurl? Is it a minger?
Zingers and mingers. That was a gorgeous rendition of our theme tune that we would normally have. What zinged for you this week?
God, my zinger would have to be Marmalades.
Same, that little pastel princess number.
Yeah, and just so like perfectly sort of blown out with the little fringe. It was great. Well done, Florencia.
And what about the minger?
Oh, there were so many rotters.
Yeah,
but
truly.
I'd go Zahira's, I think.
That was me as well. Twinsies. Should we talk the safe queens and the critiques?
Let's do it. So the safe queens are Lil Lavoie, Chanel, Octavia, Charity, and they all go and untuck backstage. The only thing I wrote down for the whole bit of the judges' critique is cut to everyone zoning out as Simon Le Bon tells his absolutely nothing story about his granny's suede jacket. Like
this is not a space for you. Be gay
what
or
was the
shut
jacket
up.
like? Was it like bright yellow with like tassels? You're just like, oh, it was a suede jacket. And?
Okay, and I'm supposed to care about this story. Why? So boring. Right, my gripe, I don't want to get too far into it, obviously, but Vivienne Westwood. Oh, what, the mother of punk?
Yeah.
What are we talking? Let's
and why
get
have you just
Googled
Vivienne Westwood? Why wouldn't you Google New Romantics?
Let's get our fucking references together. Vivienne Westwood has nothing to do with New Romanticism. Yes, she's very famous for referencing historical costumes, but they are separate things. It just and that's why your costume didn't hit. Whatever.
Wow. The gloves are off tonight.
What about Michelle being I'd like to see you do a different style of makeup one time? Why? Why do we ask? This absolutely blows my teeny tiny little noggin. When a girl has a more interesting, unique style of makeup, we're like, I need to see you do something more. It's like every single girl that walks up on the runway that just does a cut crease and has the standard drag queen makeup.
Yeah, you're going to ask Lavoie to change up her eyeliner with a white highlight.
Every single woman that steps up on that stage, they're like, yeah, your makeup is absolutely fine. And it's as soon as someone brings a new interesting shape or something, they fucking hate it. It's so boring. And do you know what it is? It's the enemy of uniqueness and drag. It's core.
What?
It is a commitment to showing women who are strong.
Fine.
Let's go into Untucked because, wow, Kiran kind of snapped back there, didn't she?
Dita. It's giving orcs.
Go learn your lip sync. Okay. And also, I quite like Dita getting a little bit snarky. Okay, babes. She's always so glamorous and elegant. Let the bitch have a fucking read.
I was obsessed with when Dita walked off and Chanel went over to get her and was going, Chanel. It's just taking me back to COVID. Chanel! She's an African grey. She's gone by the canal. That would have been a perfect soundbite if our board had worked.
I don't think... you're not the right one to go over there. That is so fucking rude.
Bitch, recognise bitch. Hello.
She just needs to go and decompress. Maybe she's just going to go over and rub her back and be like, are you okay, babe?
Yeah.
Just so that she doesn't feel alone and isolated by the fact that she's really upset and she's scared she's going to go home. And then her to be actually, you're the last person that should go over there. It's actually, Zahira didn't even seem that bothered at all by the comment. It's so strange.
It was a bit
her fucking Disney princess redemption. She's trying to get the fans back on the side, didn't she? Being like, look, I do care about other people's feelings. It's like, no, you don't.
My boyfriend did get a bit miffed though. He's like, it's always these type of. I'm not saying I agree with this, but it's there's always these people that kick off, or they'll be rude. They kick off, and then when it's pulled up, they cry, and then suddenly everyone's apologising to them. It's like, no, you were the arsehole. Why are we apologising to you? Why are you getting away with doing that?
Face crack! Sorry, obviously terrible, lots of deep respect and love for Dita and the situation with her mother. But Bet you wish you hadn't said nothing now. That's one way to shut the conversation down, isn't it? It's like, you're being a bitch. It's like, well, my mum died and this is the anniversary. It's like, now what? Say something quickly. Exactly. Outrageous. Let's head into the lip sync.
Well, first of all, can I just say, crack me up in the deliberations. Alan Carr said that Kyron's outfit made him feel like he was front row of a fashion show. How the fuck would you know? Who was inviting Alan Carr to be front row of their show for Fashion Week?
Imagine sat next to Anna Wintour and just go, oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Very shiny. Very shiny. I get really annoyed when they're like, oh, you know, Kiki Snatch, she's a dancer. It's like, Dita Garbo has said multiple times, she's like, I went to musical theatre college, I am a dancer.
She's a split.
She also danced in her cabaret thing. Like, it's like, yeah, so's she. Like, don't count out Miss Garbo. Sorry. Now, thoughts on this lip sync? I would love this great song to lip sync to.
Do you think?
Yeah, I kind of love the energy of it. It's got that
I feel like it's a bit mid-tempo nothing.
Because it's got, as you will see from Miss Snatch, she was given narrative, she was given multi-rolling, she was given acting objectives. Like, she told a story.
She did, but there was just enough cat to kind of put me on edge.
But I thought
she's giving the like little sort of what would you call that? Windmill leg kind of thing.
I actually preferred Dita though, because I thought it was giving very Blitz Kid, very sort of like goth dancing. Like she was kind of giving all it was very Pete Burns theatricality.
Yeah, very like statuesque, and she looked fucking gorgeous. But the only thing is, she just did that the whole time.
Yeah. The thing is, when Kiki just knew that she was like giving enough, but then she boom scattered a little bit close to the side. I just thought she knew that she had to just give something else. Just give one jump into a split and Alan Kyle go, oh God.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as Lil Kenya Michael's pat.
It's a natural woman.
Yeah.
Girly Pops, let's talk. Who went home? We're so sad to see Miss Dita Garbo go.
Especially because she hasn't had a chance to wear any of our wigs yet.
Oh, for God's sake, get them on. But it does mean that we'll get a lovely photo.
And the winner, so now the front runner, is Kyra Thrax of 2 badges now. Were you surprised that Marmalade was the second choice? I'm not sure who else it would have gone to, but it was like, and Marmalade, you did a great job. Like, she was second. Like, really?
Yeah, because of the amazing outfit.
But this was based on the acting, no?
I thought she was fine I thought they were all like fine. Like, I don't think there was any sort of like...
I don't know who else could have been second, but I was kind of surprised it was Marmo.
Yeah. Let's talk the Rose and Thorn.
The rose and thorn. The rise and the fall.
What was your rose?
My rose was Marmalade putting that crazy African grey Chanel in her place.
That was mine as well. Do you know what? It's so nice to see, rather than... There was so much... so much highs and lows of the whole situation. It was like, I thought Chanel's going to come back and be like, you know what, bitch, shut the fuck up. And actually her being like, wow.
Thank you.
Wow, God, what an emotional roller coaster. Loved it. More of that, girls. What about your thorn?
My thorn was Justice for Princess Julia, and just also the new romantic runway in general was a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was my deep thorn, like a thorn in my real side. But also I'm really sad to see Dita go. I thought she brought something very different.
Yeah.
Thought I loved, like, having a girl that's like got a bit of, like...
grace.
Yeah, actually elegant ones. No, the fact that she's just got like a lot of experience behind her, and I was like, oh, I want to see her do more burlesque. I want to see her dance. I want to see her. And it's just annoying if one of these things comes up at the beginning and it's like, oh, are you not the funniest bitch in the world? Okay, bye.
Yeah,
like, I'd love to see her stay. But
she did choke like the proverbial chicken, though. To be fair,
she did. But that's all we've got time for this week. So, girls, if what you need to do is go and subscribe. Sorry, why are you doing semaphore with me?
Because next
waving
time,
our hands. Sorry, go on. Next time. Sorry.
It's the fucking girl group challenge, and it's for a Halloween track.
And let's talk about the elephant.
Yes, me.
Yeah, very
Blacky's
exciting.
in the house.
Very exciting. Do you reckon it'll be an ooky spooky song? I'd like that.
Yeah, they literally said it will be.
But they said it's a race for the Halloween. They didn't say it was a Halloween song. They just said a race for Halloween #1 rather than Christmas #1. But I'd like it to be an ooky spooky.
Me too.
That'd be cute.
It was a monster mash, actually.
It was a monster mash. Okay. what you need to do is you need to go to the link that we have laid down and go and subscribe to our new, just for the cost. Have I mentioned this? It's just for the cost of a coffee. Just one coffee a month. Oh, what? As you're listening to the multiple, 6 hours of free queer art that we give you every month, you can't be like, do you know what? I just won't have that coffee. I'll just make a cup of tea at home instead and listen to my best friends just coming through my ears.
We are your best friends. We're your only friends.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
And yeah, maybe you just stop, I don't know, just of one of the multiple OnlyFans people you follow, and rather than support these sex workers that deserve your actual money,
who's that?
Give us your money.
Who's that burly queen that does the don't being burlesque? I mean,
the burly queen.
She was on Drag Race.
Cameron Michaels.
No, and now she does OnlyFans as a boy with
Sasha Bell.
What's her name? Diddles the Clown or something.
Oh my God, what is it called? It's got some mental name. Frisbee Jenkins.
Yeah. Frisbee's had enough of your money, so give it to us now.
It's you were thinking about should I sign up to Pearl's OnlyFans? And it's Pearl's got 1 million followers. She doesn't need your measly money, but you know who does?
She's living in the woods.
You know who does? It's us fucking rotters. So sorry, I don't understand why we need to take money out of the pockets of our OnlyFans girls.
Yeah, maybe stop subscribing to Nigel Farage and subscribe to us instead.
You don't need to be part of the BNP party anymore. Give us your money. Or just stop drinking so much coffee, your teeth are going brown.
Gross. Yeah. How pepped up do you need to be? Give your arsehole a break.
Exactly. So, love you and become part of the hangover. I got a hangover. Whoa. Bye.